I just finished holding an online lecture for a group of people in an Islamic country, which I will leave unnamed, but a question that came up, and the guy who arranged it all said that this question is brought up quite often in the East. Not so much here in the West, but in the East, yes. The question comes in many shapes and forms, but it's about the physical look and appearance of Jesus. Keep in mind as we're moving on that these are people living in Islamic countries. Now there are 15 Islamic countries in the world that operates with the Sharia law. Though in a couple of them it only applies in certain states and parts of the country, but total 15 countries. And under Islamic Sharia law, if you paint or draw the Prophet Muhammad or make a sculpture of him, you get the capital punishment, like stoning or beheading. So of course Christians in these Eastern and Islamic countries that are maybe fresh converts will have this kind of question I just mentioned. Because Christians around the world sure has a lot of images of Jesus. Not for worshipping, but in form of art and symbolism. Now our Muslim friends will call Christians idolaters for allowing paintings and statues. But then we can just give them a friendly reminder of the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca, which Muslims are to take once in a lifetime. And it involves, try to get as close as you can to the black Kaaba stone, and if you're lucky, touch it or even kiss it. There's just so much more I can say about that. But let's get back to the many looks of Jesus and how he has been portrayed all around the world. Did you know that Jesus is often portrayed with the look of a native in the different countries? China, Japan, Korea, Egypt, Ethiopia. And here we have some more white-skinned and dark-skinned versions of Jesus. Christians in countries all around the world has done so for many centuries. A main reason for a native-looking Jesus version in each of these many countries is to show our Jesus that the people in that specific nation could relate to. Don't forget that in the Middle Ages, the world was far from as connected and multicultural as today. So making a Jesus with the physical look of a native in that country helped the people relate and connect more to Christianity. So why did the European-looking Jesus become the image and the version that stuck the most? There's not just one answer to that question, but of course, Western modern colonialism, starting in the 1500s, played its part. Also Europeans being behind many painted art schools, leading also up to Michelangelo and other artists, creating a Jesus that looked like someone from their own European culture, or from some other artistic motivations. But also that Europeans being behind the printing press, whom from that time to Hollywood just mainly run with the idea of Jesus looking like a European. As of course famous European artists as Raphael, Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci depicted him. In most paintings of Jesus, whether you think of them good or bad, did indeed have a lot of symbolic value, to highlight all from meekness to kingship. I would like to believe, and I really hope and believe, that most people today in 2021 don't actually think that a Jewish man of his age, profession, background of ancient Israel in the Middle East 2000 years ago actually looked like a blonde, blue-eyed, feminine, hippie, skinny, white, European-looking Jesus. Such idea may make great symbolic value in art and paintings of the Middle Ages, but given what we know about Jesus, it has not really any ground to stand on in reality. The Bible does not describe how Jesus physically looked like. The closest we get are some clues in the book of Revelation, which falls on the apocalyptic literature, and the famous prophecy of Isaiah. Not so much to go on in creating a photo how Jesus actually physically looked like, as God incarnate revealed in Jesus Christ. A better case, given some of the stories we read in the Gospels, can be made that Jesus rather looked like a very normal man for his time and place. But it doesn't matter. There's a reason why the apostles didn't record a physical, photographic description of how Jesus looked like. It's not important. It doesn't matter. What mattered was, and still is today, is how the world's most historical and influential person, Jesus Christ, taught, lived, died and resurrected, and what you are going to do about it.